everybody, my name is Trey and today I'll be your pistol guide. If you choose to admit it or not, it is a fact that you start with a secondary every round. Although you won't necessarily be hurt if you don't master pistols, understanding this portion of the game is one step in becoming the best players you guys can possibly be. Throughout this video, we will not only be discussing mistakes people often make on the notorious pistol round, but also on eco and buy rounds. Understanding the difference between the use of pistols in all of these types of rounds is crucial to mastering this portion of the game. Before moving forward, however, don't think that we forgot about the notorious question of the day. Today's is one that will surely bring out several different opinions in the comments. Although this isn't likely something that will be added to the game, would you like to see a character have an increased base mobility? Personally, I think being able to walk faster at all times would be something that would allow for interesting plays. Because of this, although not likely, I would like to see this addition to the game. What do you think? Would this break the game or only make it more fun? Maybe both? Let us know in the comments below and we'll make sure to read as many as we can. Our first 3 tips will be describing the most common mistakes found through the pistol round. Coming in at number 1 is undoubtedly the most common mistake people make when using pistols. Although this mistake isn't only limited to pistol rounds, we found that this is where the mistake has the most impact. What we're describing here is shooting pistols at their maximum fire rate, also known as spraying. This method of shooting pistols significantly increases bloom. For those of you that aren't familiar with this term, bloom is the amount of spread on your bullets. You want to avoid bloom as much as possible only because it limits the accuracy of your bullets. Rather than relying on the fire rate of pistols, you should instead focus on getting headshots. This is by far the most effective way of using pistols. If you aren't sure as to how fast your pistol can shoot without having bloom, you can turn on the bloom effect on your crosshair. By doing this, you will notice that after you shoot, your crosshair will quickly restore to its original position. Once this happens, you can shoot again and your bullets will be 100% accurate. The second major mistake that occurs on pistol round is avoiding duels. Although many rounds are played most effectively by holding back, especially on defense, many players on pistol rounds are scared of taking duels. Due to the low fire rate potential of the enemy team, peeking angles where there may be one or more people is key. This is because although you may see many people, it is very unlikely that they will instantly kill you as soon as you peek out. This gives you much more leeway to get information when compared to buy rounds. Regarding one-on-one duels, you also shouldn't shy away from these. If you see an opportunity to take a 1v1, you should always do so. The reason for this is simply because the duels are often very even, allowing you the opportunity to make an opening for your team if you win. Let me explain. Let's say you're pushing on attack and get a kill on the site. This will allow your team to funnel the site and take it much easier. On defense, however, if you get a kill, you are able to limit the amount of players that can push the site. If you die, however, this also isn't as bad as dying in other rounds. This is because your teammates can easily rotate over to where you died without the enemies using excessive abilities to push in. Ultimately, this low risk, high reward situation is the sole reason as to why taking duels on pistol round is so effective. The final mistake made on pistol round, and one that many people may not notice, is relying too little on abilities during pistol round. Although things like smokes and molotovs are plentiful in buy rounds, abilities are not common on pistol rounds. Because of this, you need to realize the importance of your personal abilities since the enemies won't have much to counter them with. For instance, if you're starting out pistol round on attack with only 2 smokes, playing around them is crucial. The enemy will most likely not have any molotovs or counter smokes to stop your push. This allows for a free push on site that you may have not had if you wasted your smokes or used them without proper communication. Furthermore, if you learn how to combo abilities such as smoke and sage wall, you will be able to take sites very freely on attack side pistol round, almost guaranteeing the win with proper communication. In order to do this flawlessly, although you can always queue up with a team, you need to make sure that you talk to your team whenever you feel necessary. For instance, if you're playing a character like Brimstone or Omen, make sure to announce where you will be smoking in order to allow your team to push without fear. If you neglect the communication aspect of ability usage, you may find that your push is very slow, likely causing you to be stopped in your tracks by players rotating from other sites. For mistakes 4 through 6, we will be focusing on helping you realize your faults on eco rounds, since this is the second area where pistols are most prominent. The first critique we have about eco rounds is neglecting the Shorty. While people in higher ranks understand the value of the Shorty on eco rounds, we have noticed that people composing ranks under gold seem to consider the Shorty as a throw buy. The reason why this is not true is solely due to its price and one-shot potential. Coming in at only 200 credits, the Shorty is not an investment. If anything, the 200 credits will likely go unnoticed in future rounds.
Its impact on ecos, however, is prominent. Unlike the classic, which often requires 3 shots to the head for a kill on the enemy with full armor, playing at close range with the Shorty often allows you to get 1 or even 2 kills without having to reload. The downside of this weapon, however, is that it shouldn't be bought on attack. While you can hold angles on defense, on attack, you're forced to push in. Because this is an eco round, you will likely need to face enemies with rifles at long range, making the Shorty nearly useless. If you were worried about the attack side of things, don't worry, we have that covered as well. You may have noticed many people choose to purchase the Ghost on eco rounds. Although this isn't bad, we want to point out the impact that the Frenzy can have on pistol rounds. If you have noticed that the enemies tend to play with only one player on a specific site, it may be more beneficial to purchase Frenzies and rush that area. Although 1 or 2 of you may die, the bomb plant economy boost that will come alongside the push will be worth the Frenzy investment. The reason why Frenzies are more beneficial than Ghosts in this instance is simply due to the increased movement accuracy in addition to how much fire rate they provide. These Frenzy specific benefits will allow you to push in much faster. While the Ghost forces you to hold back while you're shooting, players wielding the Frenzy feel much more mobile. They are not only able to push in much faster, but they can also be much more aggressive when taking duels, not being afraid to peek corners fast or even rush through the smoke when in groups. The last mistake that is likely to occur on eco rounds is people buying when they shouldn't or vice versa. This tip can seem fairly complicated at first, but in reality it isn't too hard to understand once you understand the basics. As you may or may not have noticed, under your credits, there is a value that shows you the minimum amount of credits you will have next round. Basically, this value tells you the amount of credits you will have next round if you don't get any kills and if your team doesn't plant the bomb. In order to plan for the worst, you likely shouldn't buy on eco rounds unless your minimum credit value for next round is above 3.9k. This is the number we have chosen because it allows you to purchase a Vandal or Phantom in addition to heavy armor or light armor with abilities. Although this method will allow you to understand when to purchase a pistol in most situations, it's not always correct. To understand all the ins and outs of pistol, economy, or anything else you may be struggling with, we encourage you to visit ProGuides.com. Only there can our pros help you with your individual needs in addition to supporting you on your path to improving in any area of your choice. If you would like a seamless experience, we recommend looking at our VOD review system where all you will need to do is submit a video of your gameplay. Afterwards, our pros will fully analyze the game and return to you in an in-depth description of your strengths and weaknesses in less than 24 hours for a quick and easy path to improvement. For our final tip, we will be discussing buy rounds. The mistake is somewhat complicated and will take a while to discuss, so be prepared. What we're leading to here is the debate as to whether or not you should buy a secondary when wielding a rifle or operator, and if the answer is yes, what is the best secondary to purchase taking into consideration economy and power? Starting at the top, let's discuss purchasing a secondary with a rifle, the most common purchase during buy rounds. While many people don't see the need to buy a pistol alongside with rifle, we want to propose another view that you may realize could help you win more duels. While most pistols are not worth purchasing in this instance, let's discuss the importance of Shorty as a secondary. As we mentioned in this eco portion of the video, the Shorty is often stronger than rifles in short range. This, although making the pistol strong in eco rounds, also makes it worthy secondary alongside rifles. For instance, if you know that you're being pushed and you're stuck in a corner, switching to your Shorty from Vandal to Phantom could easily help you win the duel. If the enemy pushes, they will need to land 3 or more shots before killing you unless they hit a headshot. You, on the other hand, will be able to one-shot the enemy as long as you hit them, allowing you to have a huge advantage. The only instance where we recommend shying away from buying a Shorty is when you're low on economy. Although it is only 200 credits, it's never worth giving up an ability or an armor for a secondary when playing with a rifle. With the operator, however, it's a different story. Because the operator is such a long-range weapon, you always want to have a pistol available to you. Although the classic is good, it does not compete with the Ghost or Frenzy, undoubtedly the 2 best pistols to have alongside the op. If you're unable to buy these pistols, ask a teammate. If they can't purchase them either, it is probably more beneficial to sacrifice your operator for Phantom or a Vandal. Not because it will get you more kills in the moment, but because it will set you up for better buys in the future due to your lack of resources in the economy department.
We hope that this video has helped you realize the mistakes you may be making with your pistol play. If you did notice some things that you may be doing wrong, try to implement them into your gameplay right away in order to see improvement. While some of these tips may take time, such as not spraying with pistols, others may allow for instant improvement, such as purchasing a secondary when playing with a rifle. Don't stress yourself too much though. We went over a lot of information in this video, so it may take a few days or even weeks to truly master the art of pistols. With that said, we wish you all good luck in your future matches.